My name is Lebogang Molai. Yeah, I prefer to be called Lebo because it's a shorter version. I think it means thank you. My parents were thanking God for me. Yeah. Well, at the moment, I'm a deputy director monitoring, evaluation and research at the National Department of Social Development in South Africa, in the South African government. Now, social development deals with, it's about it's about giving people, a second chance with very good services in the government sphere, and at national level. Basically, our role is development of policy, programs, drafting of legislations, capacity building. Monitoring and evaluation, it happens both at national and provinces. South Africa has got 9 provinces, so it means that I'm working with 9 coordinators, one managing a certain province. I'm not just a general deputy director, I'm especially deputy director in the sense that I only monitor, evaluate and research one program in government, which is called Victim Empowerment Program. This is where gender-based violence is part of. Victims, it's like services to victims of all crimes. All victims of crime. At the National Department of Social Development in South African government, how it works is like, I don't do evaluations on behalf for government. Like, we don't normally do internal evaluations. We outsource evaluations. So basically, I have just discovered that I'm what is called commissioner. Commissioner in our country means something different. So we commission evaluations, like we look for specialists to evaluate. So I'm responsible for doing that, after we identify the needs for evaluation. Which is, the nice thing about South Africa is that everything it's like organized. Let me use the word institutionalized. I was actually so impressed. I've already benefited to say that, okay, so having a unit at the presidency means that our, evaluation is actually institutionalized. So we've got the DPME, Department of Program Monitoring and Evaluation, which is based at the presidency to oversee monitoring in government. So there's a certain way that we are guided to address evaluation, which means there's this drive towards evaluations, which assist. So I commission evaluation, and then also research, and then the monitoring. I do a lot of monitoring and evaluation, looking at the plans of what the provinces are planning to do in a year. So if I think next week there's a meeting, I consolidate report to check those 9 provinces, what they planned for the 3 months, have they achieved or not. So I do such monitoring, which comes with a lot of training and capacity building. So I do train people on how to collect data as well. In the field of victim empowerment / gender-based violence field. So that is basically my role, in that sense. Now, I also have got, due to the nature of the program, it works with like 6 government departments. 6 government departments. Imagine if you work with the police, justice, correctional services, the prisons, National Prosecution Authority, and then the Department of Health, and the Department Basic of Education, as well as Social Development. Those departments are the ones that are implementing what you call Victim Empowerment Program according to their mandate, legislative mandate. So if you have to monitor what's happening in that huge program, it's such a big role that you also, end up, most of my energy is done by the time I try to consolidate the reports, because we then track whether people have achieved in different sectors that they plan for or not. Even with the all the researches, we base that on what we get from the annual reports. That seems to be the need for research or evaluation. Yes, although I have some courses I've got a professional qualification in monitoring and evaluation. Because especially when you're working for your embassies and you always try to improve yourself. I always say monitoring, evaluation is like IT. With IT today you have this software, tomorrow it's something different. So my take, I think, but also it comes for the fact that I'm just a simple, ordinary teacher. Like, you can never stop learning because the world is changing, and this time is changing too fast. We can't catch up, some of us. That's why my legs are painful. I can't catch up. So for me, it's about, I know that, I always need more information to try to do things better. Imagine if I work with an expert like Professor if we commission the professor to do evaluation, I need to be able to catch up, like to know what he's saying so that you can also understand. And because if you do quality check of what is it that is happening, when they submit reports, when I read it, I must read it with better understanding. And also I've always have this drive of the need to know more so that you can actually cope in the kind of work that you're doing. Imagine if I don't know something and then an expert comes up with something different, like I'm going to look at that report and go like, this is not evaluation. So for me, the reason why I applied for this course is because I thought, okay, this is one of the best evaluation centers that I can learn more from. And what I like about this kind of training is that, it draws people from all over the world. Like, what better way? Like, you'll hear about, what happens, like the arguments that we have. We argue, it's fine, but in this country, this is how they do stuff. So all that knowledge, if will help, I think it will help to do my work better. That is number one. Number two, it's other for personal reasons. Because when you're planning for your retirement, you also want to do evaluation. I think I want to do evaluation. I want to retire early, give the young people space to work, and then retire early, do evaluations, even if I can do one a year. So you cannot do that without the knowledge, and you have to catch up with the knowledge so that you are able to be beneficial. Luckily, and in South Africa, we're still more on output. Although we talk about the outcomes, the practice is, we're still far behind from reaching, even evaluating the impact. So I'm thinking that I can assist for the country to move towards that direction. So that is one of the reasons why I applied for this. And how did I get this? Google is my friend. I just went like courses in, and I went like, okay, let me look at this one. Oh, okay. Oh, scholarships. I know at work they'll go like, how did you get it? And then I applied for scholarship because I think it would be very difficult for me to convince them to pay for everything when they don't seem to know about. There's so much conflicting things that they can fund. So that's one of those reasons why I approached and applied for this course. So I think 120 in that, I think it's handled in the best possible manner, because even in the plenary session, people can ask questions and it's clearly understandable. And then luckily we can break into groups and still share. And then for now, I think this is the best that you can actually do. I don't know how, I think by the end of the 2 weeks, you guys will be more tired than us. So I think it's handled very well, actually. What is also handled extremely well is the directions from just immediately after you get to say that you have a scholarship. The kind of information that is being sent to us, hey, how far are you with your visa, and this is what you do when you get to Ben, blah, blah, blah. It's so good. Like at any stage, you are so confident. I'm just thinking that even if it was the first time I travel, I'll be okay and comfortable. So that is also it's well done. And with this number of people, I don't know how you guys cope. So this is really a job well done. I already have a group of 10 people that I'm going to have to give feedback at national level. And in the provinces, I'm going to use our regular meetings to share what is here. Because people think that to attend this, you have to be a specialist. You don't have to be. I mean, some of the things are actually very basic there. So those are some of the things that I will give feedback on. But it's very valuable. I mean, even if you're, the nice thing is, I don't know how you do it, because although I have more, I'm not like blank in the evaluation space, but I find it more interesting. I'm not bored. I mean, have you ever sat in one of the courses and you go like, but I've done this 10 years ago. Like, what is different? So that is something that is very interesting. I think it's the way the course content was compiled and packaged, and the way it's delivered. Yeah. Yeah, this is a valuable course to come to, because of the content of what is discussed, and what I like is also sharing the books that we can look at for different things that we're studying, as well as the electronic. I mean, I was impressed about that. You push evaluation, the quality assure evaluation. I think that's one of the things that we don't do. That's why some of us, if the evaluation report is not good enough, you don't change anything, but you're expected to move the headings around. So the intention is to bring that in. And you'll be surprised. I requested, I had to request permission to our Director General. He called me. He said, this is the most beautiful I've ever had in so many years. So he wants people to apply every year. And he wants me to draw up a plan that I will implement when I go back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly where he found me. Like, so those are kind of things. So it also helps, because I'm coming here with knowing that I have the permission to change something. So those are kind of things. So if there's anybody, any organization that is taking their work seriously, this kind of evaluation will make them grow even better.